So welcome to the channel, The Pop Enthusiast. I'm Paul, and today is the very first episode, I'm very excited about this, of the Collector Convo series. And the very first collectors that I was hoping would join us today are here. We have Jen Miller and Jordan Smith, two of my personal friends and local collectors. Very exciting that they're going to be on for this very first episode of a series that for collectors all over the world to be able to talk about their collecting and their Funko Pop collection and just showcase how they display things and just have fun talking about Funko Pops that we all love. And there's really something about Pops and collecting that I want to get your guys' thoughts about that connects us, not just us, of course, but just people in general. And I think we need that type of connecting now more than ever with all the divisiveness going on and people disagreeing about all sorts of different things. You can disagree about a ton of things, but if you're both Star Wars fans, you got a bond, right? And so you can kind of move past anything. So welcome, Jen and Jordan. Thank you so much for being on the channel.
Thank you, Paul.
Absolutely. So I know you guys sent me some pictures, and I'm going to pull those up here throughout the video too, and ask you guys to talk about kind of your thought process with your displays. It's very impressive displaying around the home that you guys are in. But if I can just ask and start with a little bit of a premise, Jen, how do you know me? Can I just throw that out there? How would you describe our relationship over the past 4 years?
Well, I would say it's been about 5 years. I met you about 5 years ago. I am the store manager of a Hot Topic in Winchester, Virginia. So yeah, and I met you as a customer in my store who was, kind of just taking a gander at the Funko wall. At that time was not as big as it is now, too, about 5 or 6 years ago. And we just had a conversation about what these things are and what's so great about them. And I think you had just kind of started collecting a little bit here and there.
I had like 600 out of
600. But I think it was that same day that I got you to sign up for our credit card, which we're grateful to you for.
You did. Yeah. Yes, you did.
And then that customer, business person relationship has grown over the years. My whole team knows you. When packages come in, we put your first name on them, not your last name. Everybody knows.
Heart, my first name with a heart, which I appreciate.
Paul times 70 packages. But you're definitely one of our favorite people. We love to see you. Getting to know your daughter Millie when she comes in the store with you has been awesome, and seeing Millie grow up, and then Alyssa obviously, and you guys getting married. It's like we became friends through collecting too. So it was a really cool relationship.
Yeah, and I will say, I've been to many Hot Topics across the state, and this is the best one that we have out here, and it's because of you and your team. But you lead your team, and you're fair. You don't play favorites with anybody. You don't. You want to help people when they come in. You don't force people to do anything. You've really built a nice community of collectors you've connected people with each other, and that's really what it's about. And I think that's really what has contributed to. I know you guys are successful, and I know that's a big part of that. So thank you for being that way. I appreciate it. I would have had a bad experience, right? If I would have walked into Hot Topic and it would be like, oh, like this is, I might have stopped collecting.
Well, and again, I joke all the time, and I tell Alyssa too, like, I feel like I have a little bit of an important role in Paul getting to where he is today. So I like to think.
Yeah, no, you were a huge enabler. You still are.
I am.
Huge enabler.
I am.
Yeah, so I appreciate that. And and so Jordan, just recently meeting you as well, and being a fellow comic book fan. So we'll check out your comic book display, which was really cool that you sent me that picture about. So, so if I can ask you guys, what got you into collecting Funko Pops? What got you into it, and why do you do it? Why do you collect it?
I'll let you go first.
No, me go first. Okay. Again, working a Hot Topic, I would say, is number one, because there's exclusives to a lot of different places, but Hot Topic is a big one. You see lots of Hot Topic exclusives just in general in the Funko world. And I came from working for clothing retailers for 10 years, and I went to a company that sells, of course, clothing, t-shirts being the big one, but collectibles as well. And so I've always been a nerd. I've always liked like super, nerdy things. And we'll get into what my favorite nerdy things are. But working at Hot Topic really helped me like grow in that nerd way, and Funko Pop especially. So I believe, I don't know what my very first one was, but I can tell you it was in my top 5 pops that I bought. And it was the Headless Herschel from The Walking Dead. It was a Comic-Con exclusive.
Yes.
I believe, I can't remember the year. He's over here on the shelf, but and magnetic removable head, like so weird, right? Like that was like so unheard of when he came out.
One of the best pops.
It was one of my first, like I said, the first 5 that I ever bought. And so that's a really special one to me, because that's when I think back to when I started. I'm a huge Walking Dead fan. So, and his death was so huge in the show and in the comics. So, yeah, that was a big one for me. Hot Topic. I blame it all on Hot Topic.
Yeah, they're the downfall of many of us. Hot Topic really does have the best exclusives in a way. And I know Box Lunch is kind of a sister company with Hot Topic, right? I think they kind of, but nobody gets newer pops faster than them. Like if you kind of peruse their websites and always have it up on your screen like I do for some reason, and you can kind of refresh for new, for new pop. It's like you hear about something being announced and then you check Hot Topic and there it is for pre-order. So it's always right there. But one thing that you really helped me out with, not just with the credit card, but which I pay off every month and not let it get out of hand. But with that and Hot Cash. So the number one, if I were to kind of pick one thing that kind of allowed, besides a little bit of insanity, this to happen, was Hot Cash and Box Lunch money, coupons. And and how I do with coupons, just really finding deals, bulk ordering, Hot Cash and Box Lunch money has been the bulk of most of my pops, honestly.
I think you should also maybe go for like extreme couponer too.
Huh? Should I?
Made it into the Guinness Book of World Records. Yes, it's impressive. It's very impressive when it comes to coupons, how organized, and it's awesome. But makes sense, I
mean, if it works, it works.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. I mean, I feel bad sometimes when I come in, and I remember there was one of your team that hurt her leg.
Yeah.
And so she, was somewhat immobile, and I show up and I had these huge boxes that had come in waiting for me, and she's like, "Oh, I'll go get them," and I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" Like, and she's carrying these huge boxes out, and I mean,
yeah. Jordan, how did you start?
Well, I've kind of had an on and off relationship when it came to pops. I didn't really go looking for them. Just a couple of years ago, I happened to find, I come across them and they just look cool to me. So I remember my first pop was Captain Cold from The Flash. And I'm a big fan of the show, at least the first couple seasons, but talk about that some other time. And it just kind of grew from there a little bit. And then I kind of fell out of it for a while. I had a lot going on in my life, and it just didn't really seem all that important at the time. And then I meet this one, and then of course she ignites that spark again, and then it's just and then it just exploded from there.
Yeah. So when you say when you first started collecting and you got the Captain Cold pop, was it did you really just go for DC and Marvel pops at that time? Is that really what you focused on?
At the time, it was just it was my first time really taking a good look at them, and I kind of found some of the ones Captain Cold, and then I found Green Arrow, and kind of I collected more of the DC ones more than anything at first, and then the Marvel ones kind of happened, and now it's just all kinds of things.
And you see quite a few pops, I think, come through where you are right now, which is Second and Charles, right? So you get to see quite a bit that comes through, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Well, the nice thing about Second and Charles is that people sell in their stuff to us all the time. So, I mean, especially pops. There's all kinds of pops that I've never even seen before that come in through the store, and I know we have some in there right now that I've never seen before. And I'm sure they'll be gone soon, but they're more of the expensive ones too.
Yeah.
But I always appreciate your posts in our Facebook group that we have, the Funko Pop fans. You're like, hey, check this. Look what we just got in. For anyone that's interested. That's really helpful.
I love doing that, and that's why I love being part of that group. And I get so excited about it. I know you guys do too. And then she tagged me in something today that I was like, you guys have to see this because I need this and I know somebody else needs it.
Gosh, that's the Tony Stark projection.
Morgan and the
rescue
arm. Yeah.
Mm.
Those are Pop in a Box exclusives.
It's a 2-pack.
It's a 2-pack.
Yeah, it glows in the dark.
Do they both, or was it just the hologram?
He glows in the dark, and I think something about the eyes or something.
Maybe it is the eyes. Okay.
So you guys are gonna go for that?
I want it. I mean,
that's gonna be a try really hard to get it ordered online, right?
Yeah, I
Pop in a
guess.
Box work.
I don't know. All the other ones I find have been in Second and Charles.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I might be able to help you guys with that too, because I have an account, but I don't get free shipping anymore. I used to get free, so I had an account with Pop in a Box. That's where but besides Hot Topic, I had an account with Pop in a Box, and I did a couple times where they sent me like 6 random pops at a time. You can select, which genres you want, and they just send them to you randomly. And so it was kind of fun at first because I didn't know what was really out there, and I'm like, well, let's see what I get. And this is, it ended up being, I think, like $8 a pop at the time. And I remember getting a lot of the like the Wacky Races. I got like a box of Wacky Races, the original Flash. You never know what you're going to get. But then as I started getting so many, it was like, well, I already have everything. So I stopped. But I kept my account, and it's free. And I got free shipping for 3 years or something. Like it kept my free shipping, but it just recently changed. And so now I don't have free shipping anymore. But if I can order multiples, and if you want, I can get one for you guys.
Yeah, that would be so awesome.
I mean, yeah, we definitely pay you back for it.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
It's a surprise for him. So like, we'll talk in secret.
Yeah.
His birthday's in February, so we'll see. Fingers crossed when it releases. It comes out Friday?
Friday at noon.
He knew more than I did. Okay.
Yeah,
there you go.
This Friday. Yep.
Okay.
How do you guys stay on top of news, Funko Pop news? Like what do you look, how do you get your news right now?
Social media for me. So
mostly one of the other groups we've been a part of for a while, the Funko Pop Hunters. I'll share some of their stuff to our group.
And news. Funko Pop news.
Funko Pop news.
I tell customers, like collectors that come into the store, about Funko Pop news and Funko Pop Hunters all the time. And yeah, I mean, social media is the best way. And also just like you said, the community. So like having so many friends that collect and that know what we like we're bound to share something, just to each other personally in a message if we haven't already seen it on social media. So
right. Yeah, and there's people all over the state and like you said, in Maryland and all up to kind of Pennsylvania that usually share posts that we're friends with and a part of. So here's a question, and before we jump into the pictures that you guys sent me, because I really want to pull those up and kind of have you guys walk us through what we're seeing and kind of how you displayed them, and and I know, and as you should be, you're very proud of how you've displayed these. They look amazing. What would be, and Jen, if I can start with you, what would be your favorite line? So what do you collect right now? I know you've downsized quite a bit and you've purged in a healthy way, which
purge, that's my word that I like to use. Yeah,
the purge.
I did a healthy purge. Oh man. So are you asking like what my favorites are or just what we collect? Because they're two different questions. I feel I could do both.
Let's just say what you collect. Okay.
So we have a pretty wide variety, but I would say to keep it broad, DC and Marvel, pretty big groups there. Movie and television. We have some music, so I feel bad because our music pops are still in a box. Those are the only ones we don't have on display right now.
Yeah,
we have to get more shelving. I know, and I feel so sad about some of the pictures we sent you, like the ladder shelves. We have to get better shelving for some of it. But I would say DC and Marvel are a big chunk, and then for me, horror is my favorite, genre. So I have a pretty big horror collection. Rick and Morty, Game of Thrones stands out. Walking Dead as like big kind of fandoms that we have a lot of.
And I did this specifically for you, Jen. If you look behind me, this is the horror shelf.
I saw.
Ooh.
Well, your ghost face was peeping out at me, and I'm sad.
Killer Clowns.
I don't have him. Yeah, I did see that. So cool. All of your Jasons.
So I did that on purpose so that I'm sitting in front of the movie shelf.
I love it.
That's so cool.
Because you knew that was my favorite. Yeah. And also I see all of your friends pops up here.
Yeah.
Jordan is a huge fan of Friends, so.
And there's new ones coming out. Mm-hmm.
We're so excited for the new ones. Yes.
I gotta get Chandler as the bunny. Like that. I love that episode in general. It's just such a good episode.
And Ross.
And Ross as Sputnik. Yeah.
Maybe a possible future Grail, because they're coming out with Chandler in the bunny suit flocked. That's a Target exclusive. I just saw it. And I forgot, but it's coming out soon. So it reminds me of the Ralphie, the
Christmas story.
Christmas story. Yeah.
Yep. Oh man, I didn't know they were making him
flocked. No, I didn't either.
I could have guessed that though, and that it would be Target.
So when that happens, like you have a pop that you really like, Target. It's if you have a pop that you really like, and there's a common, and then there's like a flocked or glow in the dark or another variant of it. Like, do you get the regular and the variant? Do you just get the variant? What do you usually do?
I feel like it really depends on which one it is. Like, more often than not, I can kind of move away from the glow in the darks or the flocked or whatever. As long as I really like the common one, I'm cool with it. But honestly, it kind of depends. I think the only one I really have a regular and a glow in the dark one of is the Death in the Family Joker, both of which you got me.
Hot Topic
and both Hot Topic exclusives. And it's one of my favorite pops because I'm a big fan of that character.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I would say too, like another rabbit hole that you can go down, obviously with pops, is chase variants. You're talking about flocked. You're talking about glow in the dark, and then there's chase. And as somebody who works at a place where people come in sometimes and just say, "Do you have any chase pops?" Like that's kind of how you're not real collectors, I feel like, because the real collectors
they're just going to be there. They think the chases are just going to be there on the shelf when they walk in.
It's just to me that market has gotten more diluted, and I feel at least, and I'm glad for it, because like if for me it's not about a sticker that's on it, it's about how it looks. And so like we've talked about this before too, like we're more drawn to like chase variants that look totally different.
Yeah.
So then rather than it just being a glow in the dark or something else. Now,
right.
Recently I did get both of the mayor from Nightmare Before Christmas. He's my favorite character from the movie. Both of his heads turn as well, which is cool. But they're two totally different looking pops. I mean, his facial expressions are different. He's holding different things. So, and I'm really into like the sepia tone sometimes as well, because it's very like, 50s kind of, and I'm very into that like era, because I know I have a Chase Wonder Woman bombshell that's sepia. It stands out to me too.
Oh yeah.
Is that how you pronounce it? I never knew how to pronounce that. Sepia. I don't know.
Sepia. I don't know.
I don't know.
What do you guys have a name for crappy chases? Like, what do you call them something specific? When like it's so lazy.
I think we just say like that's dumb. Or like, we just go if we're not really
it's
into
like
it.
I want to get the Zombieland pops, and I want to get like, of course, Bill Murray. But the chase is the one with him without the wig, and it's fine. But I would prefer the common one. I like the whole.
He looks better with the wig.
He looks better with the wig.
Yes.
That's just me personally.
Yeah, and I think it boils down to personal preference for a lot of people that are hardcore, like true collectors that like are just super nerds who collect for the love of having things that they're super nerdy about.
They're a completionist. Like even though there's like a tiny bit of blood splatter like on the pop and they call it a chase, like they have to have that one, right? That's
and again, that was with the Leatherface horror box that it was a Hot Topic exclusive, and people went nuts trying to find that chase. And I saw one that someone had gotten, and I was like, really? Like I could take it or leave it.
You can buy and make your own, really. I mean, if you really like that look, but people want that sticker. They're all about that sticker.
I know. We're not really.
No.
It's more about the action with the look of it and if we're into it.
So you guys, when I noticed in your pictures that you sent that we'll pull up here in a second, you do have a lot of out of box pops, right? And so there's always this debate between collectors and I'd like to think that I put this debate to rest, but that's being extremely egotistic. But the out of box versus in box, and which is it? Is it a combination? What's better than the other? You guys seem to have a mixture, right? Is that right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You want to answer first? What you think or what we think?
You want to solve the dilemma, Jordan, for everybody finally?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I could solve the entire dilemma, because there are just some people that I know we have friends that are collectors that collect a lot specifically for the box. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Some of the boxes look really cool, and I'll give them that. I've noticed some of like the more recent like DC ones or even like Star Wars ones, any of them really have really cool backdrops. And I'm like, that's awesome. But there are just some that like, you kind of want to take them out of the box. You want to look them over. You want to see the intricate detail on them because somebody took the time to really put detail into that.
Yes.
And so you look at it and I'm like, man, I can sit this out of box for a little while.
Yeah.
And of course she sets up different themes for stuff. And so we'll keep the boxes nearby for when we're ready to switch things up. But it's kind of nice to see them out of box and really get a good look at that detail.
Yeah. I would agree. And for me, when I started collecting, when I had like 20 or 30 versus almost 500 probably now, it was all in box. But
write that down. I'm keeping track.
Okay. Well, you know what? I feel not well prepared because I was gonna count when I got home tonight, and I totally forgot to get you an actual number. But for me, it was space. I had a small 1-bedroom apartment when I was, single and living on my own. And then I moved back into my parents' house, into the rec room of my parents' house. So it was space. Like the boxes take up a lot of space and you can fit more if you take them out. And then once I started doing that, it's like Jordan said, you realize how much detail and the 360-degree angle of what goes into it. And like I said, the mayor is a perfect example. His head spins around. He has 2 faces. So he's got 4 faces if you have both variants, which is super cool.
But you wouldn't know if you didn't.
You wouldn't know if you didn't take them out of the box. Another one that was really interesting, which is not one I have, I ended up trading it or selling it because I diminished Harry Potter, was Professor Quirrell. His turban, came off and he had that face on the back of his head.
I remember you did that by accident.
Yeah. That's wild.
She went to just like turn his little head, and then the turban came off, and there was Voldemort's head in the back.
Oh my god, terrifying!
Did you freak out for a second? Like, oh my god, like it just came off.
She thought she broke it.
Well, I think I was more or less like, oh my god, they didn't tell you this. Like, no one told me this was a thing, or I missed it somewhere, and I didn't.
Secrets are out there in Pops, right? Like, what other secrets could there be?
Right, exactly.
Who knows
the
about
bobbleheads.
We always bring up
that Marvel and Star Wars are the only bubbles. Yeah.
Yeah,
my first 15 Pops were all out of box anyway. I never really cared for them in the beginning, so it's just like
and so do you guys think if you take it out of the box, assuming you don't rip the box or you don't damage the box or anything, if you take it out of the box, does it diminish the value at all? What's your opinion on that?
No, because I mean,
correct answer. That's correct. It does not.
Are they gonna swab it for our fingerprints and then it costs less? I don't know.
So many people think it does. It's amazing when the Guinness video hit and a lot of people were like messaging and responding about it. People were flipping out about like seeing something like this. Like they're like, where are the boxes? What is this idiot doing? Like, the value. Oh my gosh. And it's like, do you not know that they're not sealed, right? I mean, you can open them up.
Yeah, put them right back in the box. Yeah, that's what we do. We keep the boxes right nearby. When we're ready to put them back in the box, they go right back. You would never know.
And that's when we moved. We've only lived here and together. We moved in together in June. So, our TV stand has kind of become the revolving door of displays. So, that's good. We set up a display when we first moved in that we felt kind of mirrored both of our tastes a little bit, and then it was like, oh, Halloween's coming up. Like, let's do like a spooky Halloween display. And I was like,
it's like your showcase. That's kind of how you rotate. That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's become kind of the new thing where we have different things up there. I mean, there are a few that will not go anywhere. They'll be there all the time. But Schitt's Creek, the Schitt's Creek line. Yeah. It's our favorite.
You have David's Chase. You have the Chase.
Yep. Yeah. And that's another perfect example of a gotta have Chase.
Yeah.
That episode was hilarious. One of the best moments on the show.
And it's interesting too because we have all the common ones out of box, and then the David Chase is in a box and in a pop protector.
Okay. So that's me being anal to an extent. So
it's your favorite one. One of your favorite ones.
It is, yeah. And I would argue that like when I started collecting, I put all of my Chase variants in a protective case because I was new to the game, and that's kind of what a lot of collectors that I had met or knew. They're more valuable, but the reality is over time, they're not. Their values go up and down all the time. So to me, it's like you said, which ones are really my favorites that I hold the most value because they're in a hard case. David Chase is one of them for sure.
One of them. So if I can ask, speaking of value, like what is your you guys know like your top 10, not all 10 offhand, but like what are a couple of your most valuable pops that you know of right now?
Opie from Sons of Anarchy is definitely a good one.
Yep.
I know we found him on Mercari, and he was going for $100 or more.
Yeah, and that was a lucky find. I think what I spent like 60 for him.
I think less than
50
that.
maybe. It was
Yeah,
a
about 50.
super lucky find on him.
That's awesome.
Quarantine, shutdown kind of made us a little bit. We were a little bit loose with our spending for pops because what are you doing all day long? You're at home, and if you're either working, he was working the whole time still, both jobs, and I was unemployment and stuff. So Mercari was like, we were on Mercari all of the time, and for me that was really cool because I was able to grow certain collections with older pops. I know you and I had talked a lot before because you have Egret from Game of Thrones, and that's one that I was like, Paul, if you ever want to sell her. But I was able to get my own Egret.
You did? Oh, good.
I got Egret, Joffrey, Tywin in gold armor, a bunch from that line, from the Game of Thrones sets that were older and more valuable too. And of course, Herschel is still worth a pretty decent amount, I think. So
I'm sure.
Try to think some of your Marvel ones, maybe.
Maybe? I can't think off the top of my head. I would have to go into the room and just start looking at everything.
Well, when Paul pulls up the photos, you can go, oh, hey, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure we can pick out some.
And I'm like, nothing in here was crazy expensive.
Yeah.
The first one I thought it was Opie. But
yeah, for sure. Opie, definitely.
Everything else, not so much.
I also have, so when you're talking about value, and I would never ever sell these, but I was lucky enough to go to Walker Stalker Con last 2 Octobers ago with my mom. It was a gift to my mom. Amazing experience. And I have a few that I got signed by the actors of their characters. So they're all, of course, in hard cases as well. And yeah.
And if I remember correctly, was it who photobombed? Didn't someone photobomb your picture?
Rita's photobombed us during a Jeffrey Dean Morgan photo. So it was the best time of my mom and I's life. We both agree.
And you can tell in the picture. You can definitely tell.
Oh yeah, best time of their life too. Absolutely.
And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen here and see if we can look at some of these displays. But yeah, that's so how many Walker Cons have you been to? Was that your first one?
That's the first Walker Stalker convention I've been to, but I have been to quite a few horror conventions between Schiller Theater and Monster Mania, usually in New Jersey. And then Jordan has been to a lot of local cons as well.
Also like 4-State, and I think it's really just been about 4-State. Well, and then like the local library free Comic Cons and stuff where I've just met other vendors, other podcasters and stuff. So it's been mostly the local stuff for me.
Second and Charles, I think, even did.
Yeah,
right?
We had was it Charlie Con? They've done a couple times, and that's been a lot of fun.
Neat. Yeah, I'm looking forward to cons coming back. That's for
Me
sure.
too.
Same.
Absolutely.
Miss it.
So I pulled up a picture here. So this is your showcase, right? This is your TV stand that you're talking about, that you rotate some pops in and out. So I see it. There's a whole bunch of different stuff, which is cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, walk us through what we're looking at.
Well, of course, like I said, you've got the Rose family. They are, ever since we got those, and actually Jordan got them because I was, biting my nails day in and day out, praying and hoping that they would come in a Hot Topic, and they never did. And, watching them on the Hot Topic website go be there and be gone and be there and be gone.
Well, the funny thing is that I actually pre-ordered the two Davids on Big Apple, and then we got all of them in at Second and Charles, and was like, well,
he's like, I gotta buy them now. I can't wait
because they're gonna go. And we got one chase, so I was like, I gotta get them.
They're gonna go. I hope this doesn't make you mad, Jen. So I ordered one David Rose from Hot Topic.
And you got a chase, didn't you?
I picked it up at your store, and it was the chase. So I still don't have the regular David. I need to find it.
Did we sell them? Did we sell? You already sold them, didn't you, on Mercari?
I did.
Okay, I was gonna say we had two.
No, I sold them in the Second and Charles.
Okay, that's right.
So,
yeah,
they might still be there.
Yeah, I think together we decided, or I said it and he agreed, but that the roses will stay.
Oh yeah, the roses are gonna stay. We got some of the newer DC holiday ones that just came out. The Joker and the Harley Quinn and
with
Batman.
Bruce.
Yeah, with Bruce
and Batman. Yeah, Alyssa's Batman is up there.
Yes, my wife's favorite. Yeah, she wants to do a holiday display here soon. So I'll send you guys pictures
Yeah,
when she's done.
Yeah, the Ragnarok Hulk, he tends to stay as well. We don't ever take him out. He stays up there.
Yeah, he's pretty.
Cool.
He was a big one for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was my first. He's not 10 inches, I don't think. Might be
Yeah,
10
he's
inches.
a 10-inch, right? Right, Paul? I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 10.
Yep.
Inch Hulk. Yep. You've got the Star Wars loot crate or collector core Han on the Tauntaun there as well.
It's very cool.
If you can kind of see, there's little baby Groot next to.
Oh, yep. Next to Thanos.
Marvel loot crate as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got Clark and Eddie up there from my favorite Christmas movie.
And then of course you got to have Gizmo.
In the car.
Holiday.
Also my favorite.
Cool Bob. Yeah. So I saw the Baby Yodas immediately in this one. So this one has a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah. So this is I'll let Jordan kind of talk about what's on here, but this is in our spare bedroom, which we have kind of made our nerd room essentially. Yeah. I mean, the whole apartment's kind of like displays our nerdiness, but it's essentially going to be a podcast room for Jordan. So once we can get a desk and some things in there, absolutely. He can set up his equipment to have guests and do podcast stuff in this room.
And are those signed Mulder and Scully pictures?
They are signed pictures of David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson. And I did not meet them, but my dad got those for me for Christmas or my birthday one year when I was like 12. So, and I will say this on record that X-Files was my first ever fandom. So I watched it as a kid. It was a family thing that we all did. So yeah, awesome. So I had to put those up in there.
And I see you got Mulder and Scully up here at the top too. Those two pops. So
they're worth a good bit as well. I've seen their value.
We actually have, I think we have, somebody sold them into us at 2NC. We've got Star Wars. Well, a lot of this is yours. I think like that bottom rack is mine.
The South Park.
Yeah, it's like that's gonna be like more my animation, my South Park, Quick Draw McGraw.
Yeah, it's a good
one.
And
was it Tsunami Tom?
Yes, that's really
some Disney. Disney was a category that I definitely downsized. So right there, you can see, aside from the mayors that are out here, that
was a big one you had to go through.
Yeah,
that was a big one.
He remembers because it was when we were still in my parents' house, and it was like pulling teeth to get rid of pops. An American Horror Story and Harry Potter I had a lot of, and I only kept like 4 or 5 there on that shelf. So and then
it is hard to let go of some of them, right? Like but did you feel like it was easier once you started purging and you started to sell some of them? Did it become easier to pick other ones that you're like, well, maybe this one too and that one too, I'll turn those in and sell them?
Absolutely. Yes, because you realize how much space that you gain. And then for me at least, and then I realized too, like, oh man, I want more space for like this fandom or that fandom, and I can let go of some in another.
Because there's always new ones coming in. Now this looks like your Walking Dead set.
Some of them. Yeah. So the bottom shelf is empty because we have a cat who likes to, we wanted to give him some places to roam and hide and crawl. So.
And he likes that area, so if there's things there, he tends to just knock them off anyway. So.
Yeah,
which he doesn't really with anything else, which is great. But we gave him that bottom shelf so that he would leave the others alone. So that's a very small. Yeah, there's the picture. Yep. Oh my gosh, that's right.
Yep.
You can see my cursor. Can you see my cursor?
Yeah, that's the picture.
Good. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going around. But yeah, there's the picture. There's your mom, and there's Norman Reedus photobombing. What a cool picture.
And then the photos to the left or right are actually signed pictures. Ross Marquand, I believe, who plays Aaron on the right, and then Norman Reedus on the left were photographs that I got signed when I met the actors.
So cool. That's the other thing about I don't know what I'm doing here. The other thing about kind of looking at people's collections and some of the other, it's within the same fandom, the same genre like Walking Dead, but you have other pieces, like you have other collectible pieces besides just pops. Sign things, or like I'm sure we'll talk about in a minute, comic books or other collectibles too.
We both have a lot in that other room.
Now what is this? I see, is that there's a van here?
Dale's RV.
Okay, so
what is that?
So that actually, I had Jesse from Breaking Bad in the RV. That is what that piece is from. I don't know where Jesse is. I think maybe I took him to Second and Charles with a bunch that I traded in, or I don't know where he is. But I kept the RV. I could not part with that because I used that RV. I had way more Walking Dead minis at one point in time, and I've kind of given up on minis except for Walking Dead and horror, a few here and there are favorites. So I use that RV in my displays as Dale's RV, essentially. So Negan's up on top. There's little mini Dale is up there. You got the RV walker.
And why did we never get a Dale pop?
I know.
I don't know why. There's a lot of characters that they haven't
so
used
many
yet, and it's frustrating because it would be so good.
Same with like Game of Thrones. I feel like they keep making the same. We have how many Dannys and how many Johns, but like
I mean, they make so many Daryls, and I'm like, I don't understand it.
So many Daryls.
Like I know he's a fan favorite. I'm a fan of the guy, but I mean, it's
and his hair changes, and we see the grayness, as he gets older. But we gotta have others. When they made Judith, oh my gosh, I was so happy. And Judith is one of my favorite pops. Actually, Jordan got that for me for my birthday last year.
That was also more of a pricier one too.
She was pricier, yeah, at the time and harder to find. But that was a gift from him. Plus, I love her character, and I think they did a beautiful job on her pop. So.
Oh yeah. Now, do you guys know? I don't know if you ever collected the Walking Dead comics, but they've come out with a deluxe version now. Have you seen those, Jordan? Where it's in color.
The omnibus.
No, they've reissued starting at #1 the actual comic books. They're not reprints, but they're in color.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what?
No, I didn't
not know that.
No, yeah. our comic shipment has been crazy weird lately. Like we're getting not even half of what we used to.
Yeah.
Before all the COVID stuff started.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. But yeah, no, they just started. Definitely something to check out if you're interested. I haven't gotten any of those. I just have the trades of a lot of I think the first 20 or so volumes of the trades for The Walking Dead, but the black and the original black and white version.
Yeah.
Right.
So now we're looking at another shelf here. This is a cool shelf. It's is this a ladder or a ladder type shelf, or how, I don't know what it's called?
Again, a lot of hand-me-down stuff when you see. So in the last photo you showed us, there was a bar that actually a friend of my dad's made, that he does woodworking and stuff. And so, and then we've got 2 ladder shelves like this that belonged to my mom, and she gave them to us when we moved. So
they're perfect for pops. I mean, that's
yes and no. It drives me crazy that I can't stack them too high standing up, that I have to turn the ones on their side. But it's okay.
So if you had them out of box, Jen, if you took them out of box.
I know. And you know what? I did that. And because I think they're also like handmade or something. They're like ladders, literally, so they're kind of slanted. So it is harder to stand them up too. So
I see.
We might trade those in for some of their shelving when we get them.
They work for now, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I like the wood look of it too. And it definitely goes nicely. It looks like we got some supernatural. So I see the Burt Macklin up there in the top left.
Yeah.
Did you get him when he initially came out, or were you able to get him in the restock?
I was able to get him in the restock. So I actually wasn't big into the show Parks and Rec. I had never actually seen it. And then Jordan really enjoys it, and I've since seen a lot of it, and of course that character is one of the best. So
oh yeah. And I don't know if you guys have seen or play their, Funko came out with a video game, Funko Pop Blitz. It's like a matching game. And
no,
so I played it a little bit, and I connected with one of the companies that produced it, Network, and so they sent me some free coins, and I did a video for them and posted it and stuff. But there was just a Parks and Recreation event in the game. So you collect digital pops, but they're animated, which is kind of cool. Like they move, they do different things, and yeah, check it out. It's really neat. It's fun. It's
a game on your phone. Or?
Yeah, it's like a matching game on your phone, like
Pop Blitz.
Crush kind of, yeah, Funko Pop Blitz.
Funko Pop Blitz.
Okay,
I'll look for that.
Yeah,
I see a lot more of the DC collection there too, like the animated, the Bombshell. Yeah,
and some of the Marvel Zombies, which is one of my favorite lines. And when I heard they were coming out with it, I was like, I have to have them all, every single one.
Yeah. We still need Magneto. We're still trying to find Magneto.
I want that thing, the big thing, but he's like $50.
Yeah, the SDCC thing too.
Yeah, the zombie ones. I personally, I haven't got. I got Deadpool. Was the only zombie one that I got. Just for space, and like I got to draw a line somewhere with some of the stuff.
Really?
I know it's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I mean, being married, now being in a new home. I mean, Alyssa, I mean, she's like a saint. Like she who would put up with this, right? Like all this stuff.
She loves.
But yeah, we've definitely cut back quite a bit. So no, I would assume besides horror, right? This is probably your pride and joy, Jen. Would that be right? Like, so you really got into Rick and Morty.
It's okay.
It's
So
your bigger collection.
I love Rick and Morty. I do, but I think I love displaying my Rick and Morty pops even more than I love the show. Yes. So
it's so cool.
They've made
so different.
Yes. And this is one fandom that what we were talking about earlier, where they don't make enough characters. Wrong. No. Rick and Morty hits it. I mean, you got Tinkles with Ghost in Jar. You've got the Dr. Xenon Bloom. I mean, they made so many great characters that are not the main characters, but they still also make so many Rick and Mortys that are all amazing because the episodes and the visuals are just so great. So Gluty, oh my gosh, Gluty's one of my favorites. Yeah. Gluty and Tracksuit Jerry together. I think they're up here on the.
Now, do I see? Is that a Buff Summer and?
It is.
Where did you get that, Jen? That's really hard to find.
Also, those are worth quite a bit. That's a pretty pricey one to have. Yeah, my friend Paul Scardino actually, is able to buy those off of him. I would say that 2-pack is probably one of my favorites as well.
You were very excited to get that. And have that.
I love that DMX song when they're just, beating the crap out of the devil in that episode. So, I have a few Rick and Morty minis up there as well. I don't know if you can see from the photo, but
oh yeah, yep.
Those were ones we've got on Macari as well, right? Because there were. I have this thing with minis and blind bags. Like, it's fun, but I want certain ones, so I'd rather just wait and buy them off of somebody when I know what I'm going to get. So you'll see a few sprinkled in there. There's some over with the RV for Walking Dead, and then there's quite a few in my horror display as well with the mini. So
yeah, because what do you do with the doubles, right? I mean, you get all these mystery minis, and you try
you put them in a box, and they sit in your closet forever because you can't do anything with them.
I think I still have some of the Walking Dead ones you gave me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is this? Would you consider this horror-ish?
I would consider this my favorites.
Well, we already talked about your favorites. These can't be your favorites.
I have so many, though. I feel bad because Jordan hasn't even mentioned a favorite, and I'm like, these are my favorite, and these are my favorite.
Well, I will say, most of this collection is yours. I'm still building mine. I've only been working on mine for maybe a year.
But we merged.
Yeah,
so
we merged.
Together, it is ours. Yeah. But so this is such a special display for me. Hocus Pocus is, my second all-time favorite movie. It's a tattoo I'm working on. My arm is all Hocus Pocus. So do I have every Hocus Pocus pop? No, I actually do not have all 3 of the second series. I only have Mary right there in the front with the cheese poofs but the flying ones, had to have those. They're freaking amazing. The Cauldron, that was a Spirit of Halloween exclusive, and then the Billy that just came out. I mean, I lost my mind over that. Jordan,
the second I saw that, I was like, yeah, I'm pre-ordering that right now.
He was on it. And then Tombstone is another one of my absolute favorite movies. So when those pops, I remember the day that they released images for those, and I was just beyond over the moon crazy about the fact that there were 3 Doc Holliday variants and all of the brothers, and Jordan actually got those for me too. Oh my gosh, see, look, you're getting all my favorite ones came from you.
The ones
I found all the common ones at GameStop all at once, so I was just like, I'm just gonna take these.
Yep. So yeah, and then obviously Opie, Sons of Anarchy. Another fun fact about me and my nerdiness, Sons of Anarchy is my favorite TV show of all time. And so Opie is the only Sons pop that I have. They're all very, very pricey, Jack's especially. So had to put Opie up there. I consider this my witchy section.
Yes, you got the craft.
You got the craft girls,
and then
how many witches we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's a lot of witches.
Yeah. And then if you notice, my incense burner is behind the Flying Sisters. And then my Scentsy burner over there is a stack of spell books as well. So
wow, that's cool.
Yeah, and then this piece of furniture also was a hand-me-down. So it's it was expensive hutch that came from Italy, California, somewhere like that, but it belonged to my grandmother. And so when she passed away, it was something that I inherited. So it's become a really neat place to display pops for sure.
Cool. Well, I mean, you can see that you kind of have the touch for displaying pops in really any place. You know, I mean, it takes some skill to be able to kind of look at a section, like a piece of furniture or an area, and be like, okay, how would pops look there? You know, because you have some in box, some out of box, and they just kind of fit. I'm sure this would look completely different if you didn't have anything, no pops were there.
Yeah.
You know, would somebody be able to see, you know, what it could look like if you had pops there? You know, that's not easy.
Hard. Trust me. Like, and if I want to add any more to this section, which I do, it drives me crazy. How am I going to make them all fit? So
I feel like it goes a little higher. Maybe not much higher, but it might.
It's one of my favorite displays for sure.
So, and I'm just kind of clicking up my pictures, and I don't think we're out of Jen's favorites yet. So I think
sorry, we're getting there.
I'm actually a big fan of this one too. Like, there's a couple in there that are mine, and most of it's yours, but I love this. I actually got to put most of this together.
Yeah, he did.
Of well, some off memory, some off photos I'd taken from before we moved. I was like, all right, so this is how she liked it. I'm gonna just try to recreate it as best as I possibly can.
So she lets you, one, touch them, but two,
I had to earn it, but
no. He surprised me with this one day. He was off and I worked after we had first moved in, and I came home and he had, I think you did the Rick and Morty setup and you did the setup and his Marvel comic setup that's in the same room. And of course they've kind of flexed and changed a little bit since then, as it does constantly when you're getting new pops and you have to rearrange. But the basic setup, I would say, is still pretty similar. And this is another situation too, where I've got, you know, multiple things, not just pops here, because horror is my all-time favorite genre. So I've got a VHS tape of the original Night of the Living Dead, a copy of Stephen King's paperback It.
Get this Gremlin.
Yeah, there's a stripe, you know, Bitsy. The Sam head that lights up that we got at Spirit this year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, lots of little minis in there. You know, there's a little Carrie mini. A lot of Stephen King, who is my favorite author. So.
And I know you had to go through a lot of like your Pennywise and stuff, because she had like almost all of them.
I had every Pennywise.
And then it came down to, okay, we need to dial it down and see what ones you really, really want. Because again, it's another one of those ones where they came up with so many of them.
Yeah.
And as cool as the character is, there's some I've looked at, I'm just like, this one's okay. Others I'm like, okay, this one's really cool.
Yeah.
So again, all personal preference, but
yeah, they made way too many of the Skarsgård Pennywise. Way too many.
Yeah. And I'm sure they were great sellers. I'm sure, you know, that one thing that's really cool though, like your displays, they do not look cluttered. You know, there's a lot going on. Like there's a lot of different pieces to it, and you're able to fit quite a bit on here, but it doesn't look like it's too much. Like it doesn't look like it's overly done or anything. Like it's interesting. I think I had gotten rid of the It kids that I had. I had all the kids at one point. I kept Georgie and Beverly, but like their value on all the other kids has gone up. I don't know if you've seen that.
I haven't looked in a while, to be honest.
Yeah, for some reason, some of them, especially I think Richie, you know, he's gone up quite a bit.
He's a fan favorite. That's probably why. Richie's a favorite. But I have a lot of favorites. That bloody Stephen King there that you see with the that's definitely one of my top 5 that I own favorites. And again, came from Jordan. So you know, you wonder how we got together. He got me all of these.
What kind of a collection did you even have before Jordan, Jen? I mean,
I know. I don't even know. He just added so many of all of the best ones. Yeah. So.
And I know you told me about this, you know, and I was really looking forward to seeing it. Like you actually have comic books in the display.
Oh yeah, I got this acrylic from Books A Million. It was like the bottom part's kind of a little bit broken. They didn't really need it anymore, so I'm like, I will take that off your hands. So I got it, and I just started filling it in with some of my single issue comics and even a couple graphic novels that we're filling up to fit. But then we decided to get this whole other shelf, and I'm like, well, I've got all these Marvel and DC pops, so I'm just gonna put the comics on top and just kind of like space the pops around them. So that's kind of what this became, and this hasn't fluctuated too much, but I've been thinking about, you know, moving some stuff around. It's just so much, and not enough room for or other shelves for much more.
Right. So has Logan, has he ever fallen off the bike? Like, has he ever?
Surprisingly, he's actually been pretty good. Venom there, hanging off the side, has fallen a couple
He
times.
falls off a bit.
I got him though I bought the Walmart exclusive Venom movie. He came with that little figure. So, and he's got like in it, like his arms like change and stuff, and it's so cool. I had to have him.
It's way cool.
It's very cool.
And we love that movie. I had never seen that movie until I met Jordan, and I love that movie.
Surprisingly good, right? I think a lot of people didn't have high expectations for it. And then with the second movie that's coming out, I think is Carnage going to be in that one? I think
Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, Let There Be Carnage, I think is the title.
So excited.
In which you can tell looking through Carnage and especially the Venomized lines have been some of my bigger ones. That's kind of what I started collecting when I really started getting into it, were the Venomized ones.
Yeah,
that's a good chunk of my collection on that.
Now, I did see today that the Venomized Doctor Strange, they're coming out with a glow in the dark version, which usually is like, for me, like, okay, that's a pass. Yeah. But it's a different pose too.
Oh,
I haven't seen this one.
Yeah, so he's like floating in the air with his legs down as opposed to sitting cross-legged like this one.
Okay.
So you may need to get that one. I don't know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I know they're coming out with Venomized like Fantastic Four ones.
Yeah.
Which those look great, so I'm like, I have to have those too.
With those GameStop, I think those are Black Friday GameStop boxes, right? And I think they're like $20 a box. Is it like one pop per box? Is that how that works?
I think so. Yeah, I think they're each their own separate box. At least that's what it looked like to me.
Up close look at some of the comics.
I forgot Iron Man was up there.
Yeah, Iron Man's up there. She got me the Flashpoint Batman, which I love that storyline.
Still looking for that Martha Wayne Joker. It was a Hot Topic exclusive, but I need, fingers crossed. I've been waiting on restock of her because I want to get him that to go with that.
Yes, Moon Knight's another one of my favorite characters. I have the one with him in the suit, the white tuxedo on hold at work.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta get that at some point. And then you'll see there my Captain Cold, my very first pop, is there with White Canary, Green Arrow, Firestorm, and Hawkman. And then of course I had to get Wolverine and then Old Man Logan.
Yep.
And there, of course, with Wolverine on the bike.
Now, are any of these your favorites? Because I have so many.
Oh, man. I do have a lot of favorites. Again, Moon Knight's one of my favorites, so yeah, I have to put him on the list. I just love that Captain Cold was one of my favorite ones because he became one of my favorite villains in that whole show. And just, I love the actor in general, too, the guy that played him. And, of course, my Old Man Logan one, I don't know why, it's definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah, they keep coming out with really cool Marvel ones, too, right? I mean...
oh, my gosh, it's nonstop.
Oh, yeah.
Our wallets are a little bit mad about it.
So, yeah, a little bit. It's been a little bit better so far, considering I'm not allowed to buy pops for myself right now.
Oh, yeah. So that was a rule that we made like September, early October, when we were gearing up for the holidays. Mm-hmm. And we said, okay, after Halloween, we're not allowed to buy any pops for ourselves. So like we can get pops for each other and save them for Christmas, but we're not allowed to buy any for ourselves. We've broken the rule only. Ozzy, the Ordinary Man, Ozzy. Yeah. I was like, but he's for us. Like he's for both of us. And what did you come home with one or? No,
not yet, but I'm going to pick up Ted Mosby from How I Met Your Mother.
How I Met Your Mother, yes.
Yeah, so we've been watching
with the blue French horn. So
blue French horn.
There's certain ones that are definitely his and some that are definitely mine.
Like we gave each other like a list of like, here's the ones I want, and then here are the ones I want. So we know these are specifically for that person.
But as we've merged, there are some. Oh, excuse me. There are some that we consider like. Both of like it's not his or mine, it's the ones that we have together. So yeah, that makes sense. It's funny, my wife, who you guys know, Alyssa, so she just claims pops for herself. Like she'll just be like, that's mine and those are mine, and I'm like, what does that mean? They're yours? Like they're ours? They're like, no, it's mine. She's claimed all the holiday pops, like all the like the DC holiday ones, the Disney, anything that any kind of holiday-ish, like Halloween, those are all hers, and the Pretty Woman pops. Those Pretty Women are hers. Yeah. So this looks like you get a better picture of above that cabinet that had the kind of all the witches and stuff. And is this more Walking Dead? Is that what? Yeah.
Yep. Walking Dead.
It's all Walking Dead,
except
and
for like the last bits.
A little bit of Suicide Squad. Harley and Joker up there.
Cool.
But mostly Walking Dead. Yep. Okay. Sorry. Another one of my favorites is up there. The zombie Sasha, the Funko Shop exclusive zombie Sasha. Yeah, and of course Judith is up there.
Let me ask you guys about the Funko shop just real quick. So I know that maybe you guys may have not been buying on there recently, you know, like you talked about, like you mentioned, but is there, have you tried to buy from the Funko shop before? How successful have you been on kind of?
Yeah, I've bought the most recent one I bought on the Funko shop was actually my Marvel Zombie Deadpool. That's where I got that.
Oh, okay.
The inventor.
And the inventor I got from the same day. I was trying to get Magneto on there, but like Magneto was gone within like 2 minutes. There was no getting that.
Yeah.
But Deadpool was still up there, and I was like, you know what? I want this whole line. He looks great, so I grabbed him and the inventor, and that wasn't too bad. I don't know.
He also my Uma Thurman Poison Ivy is a Funko shop, but you bought her.
But I bought her through Big Apple.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which we buy from them for specific ones. Like if there's a Chase variant that I really want, then I'll pre-order it through Big Apple. I know it's going to take a while, but it comes in great condition, and I'm guaranteed to get it.
You're guaranteed to get it. Yeah.
Yep.
That's cool. Yeah, I just got the two most recent exclusives they had from Big Apple, Brainiac and Black Adam.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen those. I maybe saw Brainiac.
Yeah. Let me go grab them real quick. I'll show them to you.
Yeah, he's like,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and then they just came out with the Hellbat suit.
That's okay. I did see that.
So that's one I'm waiting on. So here's the Brainiac.
Oh, okay. I have seen. Oh my God, he looks so good.
Cool.
Yeah, they did a nice job on him for sure.
Oh yeah.
And then the other one, here's Black Adam. So he's glow in the dark.
I did see images for him. Yeah, glow in the dark, right?
Yeah.
He looks amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So those were pretty cool. And it's interesting what stores get exclusives and which ones they get, and they seem to get more DC, related exclusives for some reason.
On Funko Shop? Is that what that was?
On the Big Apple.
Big Apple. Oh yeah, okay.
So this looks like your Game of Thrones.
Yes, and this is a temporary display because again,
this is the cleaned up version. It looks like.
Yeah, I tried. So the ones on the bottom tend to get knocked over by the cat in the middle of the night or early morning when he wants fed. Again, he doesn't do it often, but if he wants fed, he'll do it. And so the Night King and the Battle of the Bastards 2 down here get knocked over quite a bit. So this is the makeshift display of Game of Thrones because it makes me sad because I had such an impressive display of Game of Thrones before, but that was before I had what I have now. So it's a give and take, and it's probably another collection that I hold pretty near and dear, but it's one that I also purged and made smaller because I had a lot of Game of Thrones pops, and I tried to pick the most special and favorites and narrow it down a little bit. So
that's cool. I see you got a Robb Stark there, and you got a Sansa, and we just watched a movie with that actor in it. The guy that played Robb Stark, and he was played a pickpocket. Have you seen that? He's like a thief.
I don't think so. No.
On Netflix. Like, wait a minute, that's Robb Stark. Well, and this was my wife's favorite when I showed her your pictures. So because of Pretty Woman,
right?
And then you got Dirty Dancing there too.
So there's kind of there's a rhyme or reason behind this, and if you notice, compared to all the other pictures, this is the least amount of pops in the display, right? So when we moved in here and we were putting our displays together and our rooms together and stuff, I said, I think I don't want to have too many pops in the bedroom. Like I want our bedroom to be artsy and reflect us and us together and stuff, but I don't want it to be like overrun with pops. I'd rather have like the living room and the spare bedroom and the bathroom, which you'll see last probably. So
did you send me pics of the bathroom? I don't know if I got pics of the bathroom.
All of the Beetlejuice pops are in the bathroom, so I thought you were saving those for last. Yeah,
they are last. Yes. Yep.
So this is and again, all of the furniture that's mine kind of like means something. So this bookcase was the first piece of furniture that I bought myself. Because a lot of the furniture I have is hand-me-down. So I purchased this bookcase for myself years ago when I still lived at home. And I'm a huge book nerd and I love to read. So I wanted to be able to see my books, which I'm with a guy who works at a bookstore. So he organized my books, my author.
Alphabetized them by the last name of the author.
Yeah, which is beautiful too. Right. So I said, I want the bookcase in the bedroom because I love books and I read in bed a lot. So I said, let's just do like couples, like famous couples or couples. which you can see, you know, I love Danny and John at the top on the dragons. I think that's like so cute.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course, you know, Pretty Woman and Grease and Dirty Dancing. You've got the Kennedys there. And yes, we threw in Marilyn Monroe too. She's got to be there. You see Jorah and Danny at the bottom. So couples and then authors or book related. So you have the Coraline Pops at the top. And then of course, Edgar Allan Poe, Stephen King, George R.R. Martin, and then Mothman.
Mothman is just kind of there to watch us sleep.
Yeah.
He's there to make sure we're okay.
He's our protector.
Yeah.
So he's beside the bed. Yeah.
Well, where did you guys get him at? Because he's a headquarters exclusive, right? Funko headquarters.
Yeah.
We got
So
him from a fellow collector.
we have a very good friend named Donovan, who I know you also know.
Yep.
And Donovan actually got him for us.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Oh, nice. Cool. I did not know this was in the bathroom. I did, but thank you for letting me know that.
So if you ever come over and you need to use you're going to have all the, you know, the creepy Beetlejuice around you.
No, that's awesome. So, I mean, Beetlejuice, you know, it's, I remember when they first came out with the very first Beetlejuice, that it was only the one for the longest time. And then they started coming out with all the other ones. And I think this one where he's dressed up as
Adam.
Yeah.
Baldwin, that was Hot Topic. That was one of my first ones that I ended up getting. That was around the time I think we met. Like it was around it was Halloween.
Yeah, probably.
Those were starting to come out. You guys had those mystery boxes.
Which is interesting because I didn't get him then. And I know he's a Hot Topic exclusive and he glows in the dark, I believe. I found him at Second and Charles, where Jordan works.
Oh, wow. You know, these Lydia Dietz, I don't know if you've seen the value. They've gone up quite a bit too, for some reason. But yeah,
they have. And that box launch one is one of my favorites as well, of her in the black dress with the camera.
Now, how are these sticking to the wall? How do you have these?
Drips.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
So they are in a soft protector, and then the command strip is on the protector, not the box.
Not
just
the
protector.
Yeah, just the protector.
Yep.
Nobody flip out. Yes.
Yeah.
That's an interesting idea. I wonder if anybody has boxes attached to their walls like that, just all the way. You know what I mean? Just a wall.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Like I've brought this up to people who I've shown these photos to, and they're like, "That's an interesting idea." Like they'd never heard of it before. I was like, she just did it because we had no other shelves. She was like, "We're gonna give this a try," and it worked.
Yeah. And they just happen to be, you know, two that I love. They're two that I love. I mean, that Beetlejuice is new. He was just in October GameStop.
So yeah, you just got him recently.
But so they were in protectors already, and I had kind of thrown the idea to Jordan, like, hey, let's do something fun in our bathroom. Granted, our bathroom is it's super small. That's like my only complaint. I wish we had a bigger bathroom. So someday when we have a house and a bigger bathroom, I don't know if we'll keep Beetlejuice or do something else. But I think in the other photo you'll see there's green lights, and I've got this really cool chandelier, you know, wall plug-in that just resonates Beetlejuice, and we've got some stickers. And actually in this photo, right above the shelf that you see, you'll see a lot of empty spaces because one of our tattoo artists is actually commissioning a piece of artwork for us to put in there in that space. She's going to make the wedding outfits that you see there, the Beetlejuice and the Lydia, but with Jordan and I's heads and faces.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I asked her if she would do that for us, and then so we'll have that photograph. It'll go there too. Faces.
I can't wait to see that. That's amazing.
Yeah. That's gonna hang it's gonna hang above that shelf in that space.
Cool.
Two of them glow in the dark. Fun fact, and I've noticed this going to the bathroom in the dark in the middle of the night sometimes. The Captain Guide Beetlejuice over here.
Okay.
And then the one at the top, the NYCC.
Yeah, with this.
Yeah, they do. They glow. It's cool.
So what a cool pop, this one, the Walmart Beetlejuice.
Oh, did you get that one?
I did.
That is a cool pop, indeed. The detailing on that one is just, and the way that they made his arms folded, and
you just put him out yesterday because I was taking a look at him.
Well, and this is cool. You got this Never Trust the Living thing up here, and Lydia.
There's a picture of Lydia, and again, we're looking for more artwork and things to put there. So the bathroom is a work in progress, but the green lights are fairly new that we got, and then our little chandelier plug-in. I love that thing. So. There's some clings on the mirror as well.
And I did want to let you guys know the thumbnail for this video. I'm going to use this.
Oh, I love it. It's so cool.
It's a great picture.
Yeah.
Now, why did you choose the one pops that you choose for any reason? Or
I mean, we just kind of turned and we're like, we figure we should probably be holding a pop, and Joker being one of my favorite characters, that's what I grabbed, and she's a big fan of Krampus.
I love horror, and I
Mhm.
love that movie. You know, they made, gosh, how many Krampus pops did they make, Paul? Probably about 6.
Yeah, I think so. The chase.
That's the only one I have, and I'm happy with it. You know, I think he's adorable, and we wanted to be holiday, and the two of us, and try to get some of the other ones behind us, and yeah, I think it just speaks to what we love. Like I think Joker. I know he loves the Joker as a character, and
And what a nice TV in the background too. That's a nice.
Right? You can see what we're watching on HBO Max. I recently watched the South Park pandemic episode. It's so good.
But it's such a cool picture. Thank you guys for taking that.
It took us a few tries, but it came out pretty good.
Oh yeah. So I think that was all the pictures, and as you get more pictures, I'd love to see them. As you guys kind of rearrange and do some different things, and so it's really cool. They're all throughout your house. I'm a little jealous because they're, like I said before, like they're not allowed upstairs. So this is my basement, and I totally understand why, but they're not allowed upstairs. But you guys have them all throughout your house.
Yeah,
it's really cool. That's a dream.
Put them on the fridge. I don't know if I sent you that either, but we have Ursula with Fluxon and Jepsum, Aquaman, and King Triton. Yeah. Freeze was up there too, but we ended up putting him back with it. So our fridge, our water / ice box. I don't know. That was
your house is totally popped out, right?
Yes.
That's what a popped out house looks like. It's everywhere, which is cool. Yeah. And it's not too much though. I mean, it's very nicely done.
Awesome. Thank you. That means a lot coming from you, Paul. Because you're the
for what it's worth coming from me. But so let me ask you guys one last question.
for the Guinness Book of World Records holder to say our displays look nice,
means it's good.
She likes to do holiday themes and stuff. I've seen that she's posted up on Facebook.
Yes, she's getting ready to do a Christmas table. We just did a Halloween table for a couple, last month. She's got some ideas cooking. She definitely has some ideas cooking. So, well,
make sure she puts Deadpool with the turkey out, because
yes,
Donovan again sent me a picture of his Deadpool with the turkey. Like he's got it set up for Thanksgiving. So
they don't have too many Thanksgiving pops, right? I mean, there's the Deadpool turkey. You got Mr. Bean with the turkey on his head.
Monica, I see her back there.
Monica with the turkey. Yeah, that's a good episode.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but not too many harvest type pops. But well, thank you guys so much for being on the channel and for being the first collectors to kind of meet with me and do this. This was fun. Hopefully it was fun for you guys too.
Yeah,
all kinds of fun.
If I can leave you guys with one last question. So somebody asked me this recently, and I was like, what a kind of terrible but cool question. So if you had to save one pop, something happened, some sort of disaster, something like that, your family members were safe, your cat was safe, everything was safe, but you could only pick one pop to save.
Oh man.
What would you pick?
So for me, it would have to be, and it's kind of an easy pick.
You already know?
Yeah, I already know. Though it is kind of, because I love all my pops, and of course there's a couple of them that I really, really love, but it was the one that she had gotten me for our first Valentine's Day together. She had personalized, and it's in a pop protector, and then she had written on the pop protector, and it has a kiss mark on it. It was real cute.
My lips. I put pink lipstick on and kissed it.
And it was the Valentine's Day Joker.
The bombshell one.
Yeah, he's pink and white. I think or
so.
Pink and gray. Yeah.
And just the fact that she had personalized it, we had just really gotten serious. We were getting ready to go to
haunted house for Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
the haunted house.
Yeah,
that's what I feel like you're trying to say.
No,
Well, I just want to commend. I want to commend you because you're a smart man. You used the question to score some points. Is what you did. And that was good. That was smart.
I thought he was gonna say again, he has 4 on his nightstand. I might not have sent you a picture of those either, but he has 4 on his nightstand. Do you want to tell him what 4 on your nightstand?
So it's that one. That one. The Iron Man from Endgame, when he's when he's dying.
That's the one I thought he was gonna say. But those 2 are, and then what else?
That's a sad one that glows in the dark.
Medusa. Right?
and Medusa.
Funko Shop Medusa.
Funko Shop
Those
Medusa.
are the 4.
You know, I think you did send me that one. For some reason, it didn't come from my phone. I airdropped a bunch of pictures, and I've been doing these YouTube videos, right, for this channel, and I have all this stuff now, like in my camera roll and then in my downloads, and so I apologize, it must not have made it over.
But
you remember
you brought it up. That's the pop that was saved.
Yeah, but it was filled with screens when they were doing the Valentine's Day thing.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
all right, Jen, one.
I gotta say Opie, because it's my favorite show.
Yeah.
And it's one of the most valuable. And I have met Ryan Hurst before I ever owned his pop. I met him. And he was also at Walker Stalker Convention, and I could have met him again. And he's at a lot of conventions. So I have a feeling that, when conventions happen again, which I can't wait for, that he'll be at another convention that I'm at, and I'll be able to get it signed, and then it'll be even more, valuable to me specifically. And then hands down, that's the one that I would say. Cool question.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, a little bit morbid, hopefully it doesn't give you nightmares. All your pops are safe, nothing's going to happen to them, but just if you had to pick one, it's
we might not sleep with the Christmas tree lights on anymore. We might have to unplug the Christmas tree just to be safe.
Yeah, just to be safe. Well, it's an interesting. It kind of gets to the core of why we collect and kind of what means things to us. And it was like a lot of people may have some of the pops that we have, but it means something different to them. And even down to the furniture, like you were talking about, Jen, the furniture that you have it displayed on means something to you, and everything about it. It's your personal collection. And I really like how Funko's motto is everybody's a fan of something, because it's true, but it's such a bridge to connect with other people if you use it that way, like I know you guys do, and we connect with a lot of different people, and that's the fun part of it. Owning stuff isn't necessarily as fun as the connections that you make.
Yeah,
which is cool.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it's so true of you too. You know what I'm saying? As expansive as your collection is. And I know a lot of people have asked me this too. They're like, well, how do you know what you already have? And I'm like, I just know. Like, how would you not know? Like, then why are you collecting? Like,
right.
Yeah.
I just know that I have it. Now, when we merged our stuff, like I would look at different Marvel ones and be like, don't have that. I don't know. There's only 20 Venomized of the same character, so I don't know if he has them all or not. But I try harder to look and take note of his because I know what mine are. I know what I have together, knowing what we have, and that's that. Like you said, it is that bridge to connecting. And I love being that person at my store. Not only am I the tallest person, so I can reach things up high for people in the pop wall, but they're like, oh yeah, she's the pop lady anyway. Like, talk to her. She knows all about pops. So.
Yes, she can hook you up.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you, Paul, if you don't mind.
Sure.
So other than a pop of yourself, which I know you've really been trying to get, I signed the petition and everything. Hopefully Funko's listening.
Thank you.
If you what would you want Funko to make as a pop? Like specifically, do you have anything in mind like you would want made as a pop?
Yeah, personally, there's nothing that comes to mind that it's like, wow, like we really need this from my own personal, like whenever I think about that kind of a question, I don't know if you guys know who Neil Diamond is.
Yeah.
Diamond. So it's my mom's favorite singer. And so every time when I talk to her, I don't know how many times she asked me every year, she's like, do they have a Neil Diamond pop yet? Because I had gotten her a Chuck Norris pop, which her mom was really into Chuck Norris. And then I got my mom a MacGyver pop, because she loved MacGyver and that was like her crush. But Neil Diamond is her biggest crush. And so like if I had one opportunity like to ask Funko, like, hey Funko, make this, it would be Neil Diamond for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, well, that was kind of what I did with for my mom, like years and years ago before I even started collecting. My mom's a fan of the Goonies, so I got her 2 Goonies pops, which I found out recently they're actually
worth a lot.
Worth money.
Yes, they are.
Worth a lot. Yeah, and it's funny that you say that too, because he just sent me a picture of Elvis. They made Elvis pops, and Elvis is my mom's favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and she has a lot of Elvis collectible things in general. And he sent me a picture at work the other day. Hopefully my mom doesn't watch this. Yeah, and he's like, does your mom need this? And I was like, yes, she needs it for Christmas. Get it. to put in her curio cabinet with her Elvis dolls and her Elvis plates.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got 3 of them. Well, thank you guys so much. I don't want to take up too much more of your time. I know it's in the evening time, and you guys just got back from work, and I thank you for taking the time to do this with me. And
Thank you for doing this, man.
It was
a lot of
super fun.
This was really cool.
We love this.
We love talking about our collection. So anytime we get a chance to do that, it's great.
Yeah, we would be sitting on the couch talking about all these things with each other. If you
You just let me join you today to talk about
Exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so, Jordan, if I can ask you, did you want to plug? I know you have a podcast, and is there anything you wanted to plug in that realm? Or
Just if you're a fan of comics or even Funko Pops, we started talking about Pops recently within like the last year. But we're on Castbox, Podbean, Spotify, those not so super dudes. Yeah, we talk about any and all things comics. Pops is mostly me and my buddy Chris, who I think you might like. Chris is another big collector working at Walmart. He gets all kinds of stuff. He sends me photos all day long and just like, look at all the awesome things. He just sent me a photo of a bunch of the 10-inch zombie Marvel zombies.
Yes.
That came out of Walmart. He was like, look here. I was like, oh, come on, man, don't do this to me. But yeah, those not so super dudes. We like to have fun, talk about all different kinds of comic book stuff.
Well, I'll put the link to your podcast if you don't mind. If you can send it to me, I'll put the link on the description of this video.
I would really appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, not a problem. So, well, thank you guys so much for being on the channel. So this was the Pop Enthusiast, the very first episode of the Collector Convo series. So my good friends, Jen and Jordan, thank you guys again. So I have to say the YouTube spiel that I've been learning as we go through this. So if you like this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel and like this, hit the like button, and also hit the bell. Or smash that bell, as some people say for some reason. It's ridiculous. But so smash the bell if you want to get notifications for these types of videos, other pop culture videos. I'm trying to post 2 to 3 times a week now.
Awesome.
So just kind of getting things up and running. So thank you guys again for joining me.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
It was great.
We'll be seeing you guys around.
Well, bye.